Very good evening, my dear friends. Regarding of our CPGET 2025 free online classes, today's our eminent resource person, Dr. P.MANJULA Madam Garu, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, Osmania University. Madam is going to explain about the zeros here. Most important topic. It is also definitely we are observed in the competitive exam, any competitive exam, zeros here or GERARCH condition or GURUKUL. It is the one of the most important plant succession, my dear friends. So listen carefully during the class. If you have any doubt, please ask our respected madam. Madam, please welcome and start your session.
Okay, thank you, sir. So today's topic is ecological succession of XEROSERE. So that is here the succession which is starting on a dry habitat. So it is called as a XEROSERE. So here the XEROSERE, it may be of two types, that is ZAMOSERE or LITHOSERE. If the succession which starts on the sand, so it is called as a ZAMOSERE, and if it is starts on a rocks, that is, it is called as a LITHOSERE. So here, hydrosere, so here also the various stages which are involved in this XEROSERE are, that is the first one is the pioneer crustose lichens stage. So the first stage in XERARCH or XEROSERE is the pioneer crustose lichen stage on a bare rocks. Second one is the foliose and fruticose lichens. And third one is the xerophytic mass stage. Fourth stage is the herb stage, and fifth one shrub stage, and tree stage, and final one is the climax stage. So here also 7 stages are there. So first one, the first stage, it is called as the crustose lichens stage. So that is first, where here the succession which is starting on a rock. So here there is no organisms on the rock. So generally lichens, that is crustose lichens, they can start growing on these bare rocks. So here the bare rocks, they are produced when the glaciers recedes or volcanic eruption. So this erosion of these rocks, which brought by rainwater and wind, which is loaded with the soil particles. So here the bare area is formed. So here that is here there is no soil, and here the dry habitats are present here. So here in this condition, the crustose mainly here these spores, that is algal and fungal spores, which reach these rocks by air from the surrounding areas, and here these spores grow and form the symbiotic association, that is crustose lichen. So first pioneer community in XEROSERE is the crustose lichen stage. Crustose lichens are the pioneer community in the XEROSERE. So which act as a pioneer colonizer of the bare rocks. So the process of succession, which starts when autotrophic organisms, they start living in the rocks in the form of membranous crust. Here they are totally attached with the rocks, and they cannot be separated also. So examples of crustose lichens are Rhizocarpus and Lasidia. So these are the main lichens. So they generally grow on these rocks. So in dry periods, so these pioneers which appear desiccated but remain alive. The lichens, so generally these lichens, they secrete the carbonic acid. So this carbonic acid which is secreted in excess during respiration, so that this carbonic acid mainly helps in, that is what you call, breakdown of these rock particles. So when they grow on these rock particles, so these crustose lichens, so here some reactions will take place, and due to which here the breakdown of these soil particles also takes place, and along with which, so here decaying lichens. So when they grow, and after some time here the decaying of these lichens also takes place. So due to which here the thin layer of soil on the rock surface will be formed, and nitrogenous compounds which formed from the atmospheric gases during lightning are also brought to the soil by rains. So now now the habit becomes less fit for the existing plants, and these begin to disappear from here. So in first stage, that is in the crustose lichen stage, so here generally in XEROSERE, the first one here, the area, the place where there is, that is rock surfaces, there is no water or dry habitats are present, and there is no organisms in this condition. So here the crustose lichens, they the spores of these crustose lichens will start, and they start growing. So redia or other things. So they will, due to migration, so they will fall on this rock surface, and generally lichens, they grow in the rocks. So they start growing. So after some time, so here during the, when they are growing on this rock surface, so they also secretes carbonic acid. So this carbonic acid mainly helps in the breakdown of these rock particles. So here the larger rock particles, they can be breakdown due to the action of this carbonic acid. So here, due to which here, along with this, the death and decay of these lichens will take place, and due to which here the formation of thin layer of soil on the rock surface will be taking place. So due to formation of this soil, and here water absorption also takes place. So due to this, so this habit which is not suitable for the existing plants, and here they will disappear from here. So due to which, so other community, they start growing here. So second community, that is the here crustose lichen stage, which is replaced by the foliose and fruticose lichens stage. So now the rock surface becomes covered with foliose lichens, and which have leaf-like thalli, and fruticose lichens, which are also like small bushes. So example, dermatocarpon, parmelia, and ambelicera. So these are the main lichens which are growing on this area, and they are also attached to the substratum at one point only. So therefore, they do not cover the soil completely. So they can also absorb and retain more water, and also able to accumulate more dust particles. So after some time, so the death and decay of this lichens also takes place. So due to which here the decomposition of these lichens will take place, and here the adding of humus and soil will be taking place to this rock area, this substratum. So as this death and decay due to this formation, so here the improving the soil moisture content also increases. So the shallow depressions in the rocks and crevices become filled with soil, and top soil layer increases further. So these autogenic changes, which favor the growth and establishment of the mosses. So in the second stage, that is after the replacement of the crustose lichen. So here this space which is suitable for the foliose and fruticose lichen. So they start growing here, and they increase in their number, and due to some reactions, and here these lichens also, they also secrete carbonic acid. So they also again helps in the breakdown of these rock particles. So along with this, so after few days, after some days, so here this death and decay of these lichens also takes place, and here due to which decomposition of these lichens takes place, and formation of the soil will be taking place. So in every stage,
madam.
what?
Put slow madam.
Okay. So Telugu medium, English medium?
Madam, English medium, madam.
Okay. So in second stage, so here the formation of the soil. So in every stage, so in the during the stages, so what happening? So in every stage, that is the formation of the soil is increasing. So in first stage, only the rock particles with dry habitats are there. But in second stage, here the some amount of formation of the soil is taking place, and also the absorption of water, that is water is also present in the soil. So due to which, so this stage, this foliose and fruticose stage, which is again replaced by the xerophytic mass stage. So here in foliose stage, the main lichens are dermatocarpon, parmelia, and ambelicera. So whereas in first stage, that is the mainly rhizocarpus, crustose lichens, mainly rhizocarpus and lasidia. So here in second stage, that is mainly the main lichens are dermatocarpon, parmelia, and ambelicera. So third stage, so again So here this is again, it is not suitable for these folios and fruticose lichens. So again, it is replaced by the other group of community, that is the moss stage. So the spores of these xerophytic mosses such as the polytrichum, tortula and grimmia, so these are brought to the rock where they succeed lichen. So due to here soil formation is there and availability of water is there in the soil. So now this is suitable for the moss stage. So the rhizoids, so these mosses, rhizoids will penetrate into the soil among the crevices, and they also secrete the acids, and they also helps in the corrode the rocks, that is breakdown of these rocks. And the bodies of mosses, which are also rich in organic and inorganic compounds. So when these die, again, so when these die, they add these compounds to the soil and increasing the fertility of the soil. So as mosses develop in patches, they catch soil particles from the air and also helps in increase the amount of substrate. So in every stage here, the formation of the soil will be taking place. That is here that is dissociation of rock particles, breakdown of these rock particles, large sized rock particles into smaller size, and also the formation of the soil and availability of water is also increasing in every stage. So the changing environment, which leads to the migration of lichens and also helps invasion of the herbaceous vegetation. So here the growth of these herbaceous plants will be increases. So that can outcompete the mosses. So these mosses develop the rhizoids which penetrate deep into the rocky soils. So here the decaying older parts of the mosses form a thick mat over the rock surface. So which increases the water holding capacity. So next, after few days, so the death and decay of this, so again it is not suitable for this mosses. So next, this mosses community is again replaced by the herbs. So when the soil increases in thickness and herbaceous herbaceous weeds, mostly annual, such as the asters, evening primroses, milkweeds, which invade this rock. So they start growing here. So their roots penetrate deep down and secrete the acids, and which enhances the process of weathering. So here in this stage, here the more amount of soil formation will be taking place, and leaf litter and death of these herbs, which also adds humus to the soil. So shading of soil, which result in decreasing the evaporation, and also there is a slight increase in the temperature. So as a result, the xeric condition begin to change, and biennials and perennial herbs and xeric grasses such as Aristidia, Festuca and Poaceminus begin to inhabit the same area. So these climatic conditions which favor growth of bacterial and fungal population also, resulting in increasing the decomposition activity. So in herb stage. So again, this herb stage, again it is after some time, so the death and decay of these organisms will take place, and they increase the more amount of soil, and water holding capacity also increases, and due to which again this environment which is not suitable for the existing environment. So again this area, again it is occupied by the shrubs, so such as rose and Physocarpus. So early invasion of this shrub is slow, but once a few bushes they have become established, so birds invade the area and also helps in dispersion of these seeds, shrub seeds. So this result in dense shrub growth, shading the soil and making the conditions unfavorable for the growth of the herbs, so which then begin to migrate. And the soil formation continues and its moisture content increases. So in every stage here, the slowly formation of the soil is taking place, and water holding capacity of the soil is increasing in every stage. So due to which the environment which is not suitable for the existing organisms, and again it is replacing by the other organisms. So next one is the tree stage. So here the change in the environment which favors colonization of the tree species, and the tree saplings begin to grow among the shrubs and establish themselves. So the kind of tree species which are inhabiting the area depending upon the nature of the soil. So based on the soil type, so here the tree species also different types of tree species will be grow here. So in poorly drained soils, oaks will establish themselves, and the trees form the canopy and shade the area. So due to this, due to the increase in this canopy of these trees, the shade due to which here the shade area is formed, and this here shade loving shrubs continue to grow as a secondary vegetation. So leaf litter and decaying roots weather the soil further and add humus to it, making the habitat more favorable for growth to trees. So mosses and ferns make their appearance, and fungi population also grows abundantly here. Due to which, so due to presence of this fungi, again it helps in the decomposition. So next stage, that is the final stage, that is the climax stage. So in climax stage, the succession which culminates in a climax community, that is the forest. So many intermediate tree stages which develop and prior to the establishment of the climax community. The forest type mainly depends upon the climatic conditions. So the climax forest may be oak hickory climax forest. So that is in dry habitats. Oaks and hickories are climax vegetation. So there is only one tree stage, and forests are characterized by the presence of shrubs, herbs, ferns, and mosses. Another one is the beech hemlock climax forest. So here the climax which develops in mesic climates. So in dry climax, that is oak hickory climax forest will be formed, whereas in mesic conditions, that is beech hemlock climax forest. So here also the vegetation types like herbs, ferns, and mosses are there in the forest. So next one is the beech maple climax. So here the climax forest which develop in mesic in the northeastern United States. So the dominant vegetation is American beech and sugar maple. So mainly they grow in this area. Next one is spruce alpine fir for climax forest. So here high altitudes in the Rocky Mountains. So here based on the climax, so different types of forest we can observe. So this is the final climax. So in xerosere, that is the ecological succession of xerosere. So it is starts with the crustose lichens. So here these crustose lichens, they are called like the pioneer community. So examine crustose lichens which start growing on here on the rock areas are mainly Rhizocarpus and Lecidia, etc. So mainly, generally, these lichens, they grow in the dry habitats, mainly on the rocks. So when they grow on this, so they secrete some they secrete the carbonic acids. So these carbonic acids, they mainly helps in the breakdown of these rocks into smaller particles. Large particles are breakdown into smaller particles. So in every stage, we can observe the formation of the soil is observing, and also the water holding capacity of the soil is increasing in the every stage. So this so here we can observe all these stages in only one place only. Okay. So it takes, for the formation of this final climax community, takes many years, like 100, above 100 or 150, many years. It takes 100 to 150 years also. So here, for example, here it is a lithosere. That is here the succession which starts on these rocks. So here pioneer species are lichens, bacteria, horsetail, and liverworts. So they start growing. So after some time, the death and decay of these organisms will be taking place here, and due to which this area which is not suitable for the existing. So for these species only, they are only growing, and due to death these organisms only, it is not suitable for them. So due to which again it is replaced by the other community. So here we are taking this area only. So here here only the that is one community is exchanged or replaced by the other. Okay, so here first lichens and bacteria, hostile, etc. are growing. So after due to death and decay of this, here the formation of the soil is taking place and water holding capacity is increasing because these lichens generally they grow in the dry habitat. So as the water is there, so they cannot survive here. So again it is replaced by the other community like here dry shrubs. Okay, so here growth of these shrubs will be started. So after few years or few days, again the death and decay of these organisms will take place, and due to which here the formation of humus and formation of the soil is taking place, and water holding capacity also increasing here. So due to which again it is not suitable for this, again it is replaced by the other community like this. Here alder bush, again it is replaced by the other herbs like that. So finally here we are. So when we observe in first stage, there is all our rocks are there, but when we observe in the final climax community, here the soil, that is totally soil is there with water. So like this. So here we can observe clearly. So here the bare rock is there, larger rock. So due to growth of these lichens, so here this rock is break down into smaller particles. So again it is replaced by, lichens are replaced by the mosses, herbs and grasses here. So here the slowly this brown colored one. So slowly here the formation of the soil will be taking place. So again it is replaced by perennial herbs and grasses. Again it is, so here next it is replaced by the grasses, shrubs and shade intolerant trees. So later again it is replaced by the shade tolerant trees, trees and shade tolerant trees, larger sized trees and shade tolerant plants. So like this, so same area, first there is only rocks are there, that is dry habitat. But this area is occupied by the first lichens. Like this. So same area which is occupied by the different communities, and at final climax community is formed. So this is the another climax community. Here mainly herbs and trees, shrubs and trees are there. So this is the another like that. So based on the climatic conditions, so here the type of forest is also varies. So this is about the ecological succession of XEROSERE. So first stage, that is the crustose lichen stage. Second one is the foliose or fruticose lichen stage. And third one is the moss stage. Fourth one herb stage. And next one is the shrub stage. So it is followed by the tree stage. And next one is the climax stage. So like this, so here mainly 7 stages are there in XEROSERE. So this is about the ecological succession of XEROSERE. So next one is the